98.
On Win Media 98.9. Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the participant or caller and do not reflect the views of WinFM 98.9. WinFM reserves the right to disconnect any caller who infringes the law or offends the right of any person. The station will also refuse to take any call from any person who, in WinFM's considered opinion, is likely to expose the station to liability for statements made on the air.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It's the start of a new week, guys. Monday. It's November 21st.
November done.
We're getting there.
November got some place to be.
We're getting there, man. We're getting there. But speaking of getting there, you are here with your faves, me, Azem, and of course, I'm joined by the lovely Jade, Gwen, Idita, CPL Matter, Stuart Johnson, who is sporting a lovely shade of, what is that? Burnt orange?
Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be burnt orange, but I mean, I get it right. You can't be that far off if I got it right, Jade.
But it's far off in my eyes.
Other than the far offness of your hair color, how are you doing?
I'm fine. A little tired, the usual, but
Yeah, we keep telling people on Fridays to take some time, rest up, prepare for the week ahead, and then we always come in here tired.
Yeah, because I did not do any of that.
Well, what happened? What about you on the weekend? What was going on?
I mixed and mingled with the folks outside. Yes, I went to some...
You was outside?
Yeah, man. I went to Sneakers and Teas, as I told y'all. I would be, sorry.
Oh, how was that?
That was good.
The girls were sneaking and teeing?
Yeah, man. Big up Cynthia one time for making 17 degrees look different for once.
Nice.
It was really nice layout. And there was vibes. The only thing I didn't like is I have an issue with DJs playing the same music over and over. We need to get away from that culture. And now y'all want to play all the hot skank song them, but Lord man. Y'all gonna skank us to death. Wait for this till December, he come in. We need to hear all his songs them over and over and over. He come in December. For Cooler Fete specifically. And when it's Cooler Fete? The 23rd? 23rd. Yes, the small plug right there. But yes, other than that, it was really good. And then me and you went to eat some food yesterday.
Yeah. We headed over to Park Hyatt.
Mm-hmm.
See what's going on with the lovely people over there. Big up Chef Lucas. Big up Joella.
Yeah, man.
One time. I had a good time. It was
I
a
did
nice
too.
little vibe.
We got some candles and stuff.
Oh, big up. What's
Shally.
Shally. What's the name of the thing? Emerald Home Sense or something like that.
What? Let me pull up the name. I feel like you just butchered that.
No, I think it's I think her thing is Emerald.
but
Candles.
Make Emerald St. Kitts.
Emeralds.
The
yeah.
Emerald St. Kitts.
Go to one of her little no. One of her little
A little what? It's called the Emerald St. Kitts as a.
That's what it's called?
Yes. It's on your bag. Go home, go read it. It is literally the Emerald St. Kitts. So guys, if you need a nice little candle, hit up. Shall have your house smelling like Christmas and whatever other scents you want it to smell like.
But yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, Jade. I have a weakness for fragrances. Right? When I used to travel, I used to make sure that one of my stops was the duty-free perfume shop before I get back to St. Kitts. At some airports, some about. And I had amassed a nice little collection. So after 2 years of not going away, of course, that didn't run down. So I have to build it back. But I do have a weakness for fragrances. And I was really happy to see. I know that there's a few people, but to see, young person business, pushing the business, because I've seen her a few times doing the little either pop-up shop or, at the hotels and stuff like that, marketing her stuff. And I'm going to tell you, like, her stuff is world class. It's not even a matter of, like, it good by St. Kitts standards. No, they're just good. Just good.
Listen, I went home and spread out my whole house with that spread out yesterday. Oh, they all my curtain them.
Oh, you bought the spray?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, the home spray for you to spray your curtains, your fabrics, your chairs, your linens. Whatever else you want, spray with it. But get yourself a candle, get yourself some spray, get yourself a air freshener. She has plenty things.
Yeah.
For your car, for your home.
Yeah.
Love
As
it.
a matter of fact, friend of the show, Carla Aston was there as well.
Yes,
Yeah, doing her thing as usual.
Carla made me feel like, when your peer went powder, you said I want to take a picture of your sibling car, you're going out. That's how I feel yesterday. That's how I feel yesterday. When Carla said, I go take a picture.
Carla didn't even know that when I take pictures, I magically disappear.
She better check your picture. See if you're in there. I'll just posing by myself.
Yeah, that's why I look. It's the way there.
I said, wasn't he? I said, he's a vampire?
Oh,
no, you know.
But yeah, I had a great time. There was some good food there. And some cool people as well.
Yeah.
Cool
Different
people
small businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Loved it. And then I just went home and couldn't sleep. I don't know what's going on with me.
You're too excited, Jade. You're too excited. You couldn't go from all that excitement on the weekend to sleep.
I should have.
You should have, but your body was just still in hype mode.
Yeah.
So what time you eventually got to sleep?
3
Wow.
a.m.
Stop. Don't even finish this sentence.
And then I woke up at 6 a.m. sharp.
Blasphemy, Jade.
Yeah, bye.
Wow. But yeah, I'm hoping
It's
that
rough.
people had a good weekend. I know some people went to 5-in-1. Some of our Nevis people, some Singles people went over there as well. And of course, big up St. Paul's
Yeah, man.
football club. They had their victory jam on Saturday as well. So big up St. Paul's one time.
St. Paul's Club doing winning. How you're supposed to do winning. They're out and about touring different events. I see them on the beach. I see them at Sunshines. Jam. Listen, they went by everywhere, you know?
Jade, you have to understand, right? this season went for like 2 years.
It's true.
So the celebration should last at least 6 months.
No, they're doing it, man.
The celebration should last a good heavy 6 months rotation. The league was 2 years old. Yeah.
I forget it went for long for real.
Yeah, but I had a good weekend as well. Outside of what we did yesterday, one of the highlights for me yesterday was a good day for what you call it, for sports fans, right? Djokovic won tennis.
You know what I mean? Oh, okay.
Tennis,
Okay.
yeah. There was a lot of exciting like NFL games yesterday as well.
No idea about that. But continue.
But of course, I had to take in the first game of the World Cup. The World Cup is literally here.
Oh, I see. It's Qatar, right?
Qatar.
I see people risk their lives to get alcohol into events. I'm telling you something, right?
Stop play
with these countries,
Stop
man. Are you over here putting on sleeves on all your alcohol when the people have some alcohol in the stadium?
Just cool.
They're gonna behead all you over a can of beer.
90
Leave
minutes.
The people them stadium.
90 minutes of excitement.
By the heartstrong, you know? Me?
And not only that, the people already made compromises and said there's like drinking areas where you could go and drink and so. Just don't come in the
No, they won't do it. But we look good,
Oh man.
I look like a slim thing, man.
Yeah, Jade, what we're now? Is it what is it? I don't know. Is it that no, you're slim, Jade. You got to be. I was thinking it might.
I slim.
Yeah, you're slim. It might have been the white belt, but I said no.
Friend, how you leave me yesterday? They helped me zip back down my clothes. Let me tell you something, right? This living by yourself thing.
Wow.
Ain't it, boy? This living by women, you know this for a fact. This living by yourself, no partner thing, no friend, no partner, nothing rough.
Not a friend in the apartment.
Friend, when I reach home, right?
You just like, wait.
How I get my clothes?
Like, now that you're telling me that, right? I'm surprised that you even...
You didn't want to see it. You didn't want to see it, friend. You didn't want to see it.
I surprised you didn't come in the same outfit today.
This close, I think. This close.
You want to explain to the people what we're talking about?
So, listen, as a woman, right? We have some outfits that need help.
Right.
You need somebody to zip you up and unzip you when you're done. So I put on my clothes yesterday and I was like, weird. Does you need help by?
This is one of them outfits.
Thank the Lord, as he was picking me up so we could go to the event. I said, friend, come and me zip up because this ain't working out. We don't have a struggle getting out of the clothes because I don't know. It's tight. So I go home now. Don't tell as him see you, see you tomorrow. Gone in my house like,
wait there.
How I get to see you? But it was a struggle.
I could imagine. I am in my
mother see
in my mind. Look, Jade, I pride myself on being one of those persons who knows how to solve problems. Since you've brought it to my attention, right? I have been here trying to figure out what would have been the solution. I have not been able to come up with a solution, Jade. I don't want you to explain it because it might be compromising.
I included a lot of bending over.
That would tell you it might be compromising, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
Bye, oh bye. I tell you, it was a fight, but at least I got it off in one piece. I didn't rip nothing.
Okay.
I didn't break any zips.
Okay. In my mind, I was thinking it had to involve a scissors, eh?
Bye. It was close, man. It was close.
In my mind, I was
all them solutions won't cross my mind. But I said, no, boy, my outfit too hot.
Can't waste it.
Can't mash it up. It's got to MacGyver it.
Wow.
Bye.
Hey,
somebody needs to invent a solution for that, bye.
And that's what I'm saying, Jade. That is what I'm saying. As a human species, we invest so much time and energy in just
fix that.
We don't fix the wrong problems.
We need to fix that.
Problems that don't exist.
Because bye.
Oh man.
That one was a struggle. I'm gonna let you.
I watched a thing yesterday where there's literally a piece of rubber that is being marketed as necessary for your kitchen. All it is, Jade, is literally a circular piece of rubber. And I see the people I'm literally going and look, you can hold your pot with it. Look, you can put it in your microwave.
We ain't got dishcloth.
We ain't got dishcloth.
You know what this remind me of? The dude who does be on TikTok, right?
We got mittens.
When people out here doing the most fun things that already have solutions, that he just watching them and he get rich off of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the fellow face just was. Yeah, that face did deserve money though.
Yeah, listen, that man get rich off of just being quiet. This is why we tell her hush,
Yep.
We tell her shut up. See the man get rich off of hushing.
Yeah, just looking, just looking at people.
Just looking at people. Cause why doing? Yeah. Why would you need a rubber to hold a pot when you got 20 dishcloth, 10 mitten, a shot, a sheet, a towel.
Jade, but I'm telling you, how is it that this thing is something that exists, is being marketed and obviously being sold, right? But we still haven't figured out a way for women to be able to zip themselves up and down safely.
I didn't like us as him.
You have to be a gymnast or contortionist. Look, I have sisters. I grew up with my mom in the household, so I know the struggle. It's real.
You've seen it.
It's real.
You've seen it as him.
On several occasions, I've had to be the one to provide the help.
I tell you, I was one fighting for my life.
To the rescue.
Just to get for ramper. I was fighting for my life.
Barely to the rescue. I'm telling you, I know.
My God.
I know. Fix it, people. Fix it. They're smart people.
I could fix all kind of things. But I can't fix that.
There must be a solution for that, Jay. There must be a solution.
They will follow them.
Some kind of magnetic thing where you just... I don't know.
Something, man.
Or like you just put like a magnet at the bottom and the zip come down. I don't know.
I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah.
To get off my clothes. Use a wire hanger. Regina was close to doing it too. I tell all them solutions cross
Use
my
a
mind.
wire hanger?
Yeah, you put the top of the hanger through the zip.
Yeah, but that would be when you're putting it on. How you get it off?
It back off though. Just do it the opposite way.
But how you going to thread it in that little hole?
Oh, sure. Me and Regina was going to work.
No, how you thread it in that little hole from behind?
Yeah, it was going to work for you.
Yeah, I could understand like getting it on. The wire hanger
and
works.
I just got to turn sideways in the mirror. Yeah, bye.
That like when you're going back to primary school, and they have Mayfair, and you have to do the thing with the little try to get the fishes out of the pan. That's like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just like 10 times harder. That's like the adult version.
Struggle for women, bye.
No. The people need to understand like the struggle for women is real.
It is.
Oh, speaking of struggling and gender, apparently Sunday was World Men's Day.
You know, I care about that.
That's the point. That's the whole point I'm making.
I care about that, Zim.
All right, Jade. Okay, whatever. Let's move on.
Yeah, see, we never post nothing about that. Not one post.
Nothing for the man them. But I must say, there's one thing I did notice about World Men's Day, and I'm thankful for it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a steep decline in the number of men are dogs, men are trash, men are worthless posts.
Yeah, man, Christmas coming. You don't know that they got a decline now.
So it's not World Men's Day? I was thinking it was World Men's Day.
What would you think now?
Oh, wow. So it's
Christmas is around the corner and a double just about to come.
Yeah, gift time.
Them posts got to look.
Man can get by. Hey, men, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Let us continue doing what we do. Let us continue providing. Let us continue.
I got to stop coming on here. And
Thank you, Tony.
Giving out we secrets.
No.
They're gonna exile me out the group.
No. Keep hitting them because I am.
They're gonna exile me out the group for you.
So, fellas, if you realize that special lady in your life is just a bit less antagonistic, be careful. It might not be. It might not be an increase in love. It might be an increase in expectation for gifts at Christmas time.
'Tis the season, as him. 'Tis the season.
'Tis the season to give man a break. Wow.
And which is right. Women more concerned about men than men care about themselves.
But
so
somebody
need to post about it.
But somebody need to care, Jade. That's what I'm saying. Somebody needs to care. No, because men busy caring about everybody else.
See?
Oh my God. Oh, don't give me the patriarchy. I could go down the road about this patriarchy thing, eh? But anyway, we got a lot to talk about. Because we as me and you were outside trying to be productive citizens.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
I'm going downstairs. We'll give Jade and Daddy something.
Yeah, go ahead and come back. I'll intro it till you come.
Yeah, set it up for me.
So while me and Jade were outside, before we even go down that road, yes, Regine is letting me know or reminding me that there was an award ceremony for men. I did see some pictures. I don't know who the full list of recipients were. It would be cool to know who the full list was. If anybody know a post or know where we could find the full list of recipients, that would be cool. But I did see Mr. Willett was one of the Witty, link me on social media. Like we can write on here, or we could probably come in. Cause it's very hard. It's very hard for the patriarch. You could make the very hard for you to make the patriarchy argument to me. But anyway, yeah. So there were a bunch of men who were seemingly given awards, and yeah, congratulations to them. Like I said, I don't know the full list, but yeah, things like that. Definitely a good gesture to be had. But as I was saying, this weekend, while me and Jade were outside being productive citizens, looking about just carrying ourselves in the best way possible. Some people was doing different things. Some people decided not to follow our lead. And there was some articles, yes, I could call them that, or some developments. There were some people who didn't listen to my advice, where they were supposed to spend more time living the content than posting it. And instead of even posting it, they decided to go live. There were all sorts of things going on. Now, it is obvious to me that the word on the street is that Nevis Island elections happening within a few weeks.
Oh, that's how we started. Okay. Let me pull it up.
Right?
I see movie.
It seemed like that's the word on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Not obviously, there has not been an official announcement by the premier. However, it does seem as though most people feel that way. I, for one, felt that way as well. And it seems as though a certain group felt that way as well and decided to we'll talk about who went live, because that one there, it's all politics. Basically, today is a discussion on politics.
And why you should stop publishing yourself?
Stop
in the name of politics.
By politics does really, it's really silly season, Jaden. It's really silly season. Like, but anyway. So the particular group that seemed to not agree with the potential election date being in December was who, Jane? Who's on the letterhead there?
The Nevis Evangelical Association.
So they have a separate one in Nevis?
Apparently. I'll come to the front of the class. Let me talk to you. Let's have a well-needed discussion.
So they have a Nevis Christian Council too?
I don't know, friend. I would assume so.
Okay.
But in a letter sent to the Honorable Mark Drip Brantley.
It was addressed to him?
Honorable Mark A.G. Brantley. Premier. The Nevis Island Administration. The build, may know there's the Social Security building in Penny's, may know that. Anyway.
That's probably the office of the Premier.
So, it says, Dear Premier Brantley, we Nevis local elections. It has come to the attention of the Nevis Evangelical Association that plans are afoot for the Nevis Island Administration elections to be in December of this year.
First thing, how I know that? How I know that, yeah?
Okay.
I know.
While we do not know if this is true, we as member churches of this association stand unanimously, ma'am.
What you need to do is zoom in, Jade. I think that's what's going on. And let us look really small there.
Why? Stand unanimously
Unanimous.
Yes, resolute that election should not be held during the season of Advent.
Go ahead.
We advise that the Nevis Christian Council, so yes, there's one as well, has communicated with you about this in writing and also met with you concerning the same matter. We therefore urge you to respect the sacred nature of the Christmas season and desist from having elections at this time. We note that 5 years ago, elections were called in a similar manner and the Christian community were very disappointed.
No, they went out and voted.
Shortly thereafter, ministers of religion expressed their disappointment with the decision in a meeting with you and you accepted culpability.
Yeah, but the reason why he was able to accept it was because he was still the premier. He was still, he what? He what?
Therefore,
Yes.
to understand that this may happen again after several meetings, conversations, and communications is a matter of grave concern for us.
No, we just have a difference of opinion.
As an association.
We just have a difference of opinion.
Please note that if elections are called in December, we do not intend to sit idly by.
What are you going to do?
We trust that you will give due attention and consideration to this letter, and that we will not be thrusted into a naturally diverse political period during Advent.
People is like literally just go drop your ex and go home. Like, what are you saying? Don't. Just don't go. Like, me not. What the Constitution say about this, Jade?
Bye, listen, cause I want to from things when they're more than the Constitution, you know.
Where the Constitution say?
What y'all so entitled? Why are y'all so entitled? How you gonna decide that because Christmas happening? First of all, y'all don't even pay attention to Christmas later. So what y'all? So all of a sudden, Christmas and election, like what?
With all the things that happening, this is the thing with me. With all the things that happening during the Advent season,
this is what y'all like.
This is the one where you
This
gotta
is
like.
what y'all like. Nah, y'all do too much though.
If y'all do this, well, we'll be forced
To do something.
Y'all see the things that happen during the Advent season?
Sorry? Y'all you hear something? Like y'all just have to say it?
That's the thing that interesting to me, you know. That's the thing that interesting to me. With all the things that happen during the Advent season,
This is what I just like.
this
man.
is what.
Well, I want it happen because I want to see what I'm going to do.
Jade,
I want to see what I'm going to do.
absolutely nothing,
For me,
Jade.
this is all sweatish.
No, Jade. More meetings again. That's what else they can do.
What y'all going to meet the people them to that?
You know what I want to do? I want somebody to literally go to all the pastors and ask them for a statement. Because what possibly could happen? I wonder if this is the view of a very few members, or this is actually like a consensus thing. Somebody saying we need term limits and set time for elections.
Yes.
I totally agree with that, right?
But we don't have them.
I totally agree with
We
that.
currently don't have them.
But to say that,
We can't have.
but the
Okay,
reason,
suppose the limit them. Suppose the set time was in December. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
no, but what I'm saying is, but to say that the reason why this election should happen is, the problem as well is, and I'm sure that the discussions that would have been had with the Prime Minister the Premier would have outlined exactly why they have this thought. But the truth is, the general public, let me tell you something, we don't want to get it. I wonder if this is something that has been discussed on the pulpit. You think so? Because this happened before. So I wonder if this is something that ended up happening, like what that was discussed during church. Like they tell people like
The election coming
that we don't support it for these particular reasons. I wonder if there was even a situation where they might have been discouraged from going out and exercising their franchise.
Don't vote because
No, but that I don't
It's
like.
Christmas.
I don't think that would be said. I don't even think it would be suggested. I don't even think it'd be suggested. So in terms of the, let's say, threatening tone, right, of the letter, what's
bruh. Wait, understand.
I would no on a serious note. Now I'm thinking like I would love
What
to
y'all
talk. I would
I
love
want to know what y'all plan to do.
all the big up to the Nevis people this morning. Somebody let me know who is the president of the Evangelical Association in Nevis,
Yes.
so we can have a conversation.
Cause I want I want to know.
I don't even want to know why you don't want it during Advent. I want to know what you plan to do if it happens.
Yes, that is what I want to know. That is what I want to know. Because boy,
Because this is what's gonna happen.
somebody said miss that different. We just sinning that what Advent for what? Listen, rewrite that sentence there, cause you gave me a stroke.
No, but it's like this is a very interesting position, right? This is what's gonna happen. Elections are going to get called. People are going to go out. People are going to vote. And people will go home and they'll continue living their lives. And however they choose to enjoy the Advent season, however it is that they choose to behave during that season, they're going to do it.
And not only that, the proposed date is the 17th of December. Y'all know when it's Christmas?
No, but they're saying it's Advent season, so it's not necessarily Christmas. So the whole of
December, wait off because it's Advent. So y'all don't allow nothing else to happen then?
No, Jay, we just start with it because of all the things that happen during the Advent season. I just find it interesting. Wait there, the 17th? I mean, bell ringing this week.
I hear so.
You hear so?
Yeah.
Well, you got links by me. I got them links over, Nevis. Me got them links over, Nevis.
Well, I hear saying in the group chat.
Oh, if it's in the group chat, it's happening.
Yeah.
If it's in the group chat, that's it.
And it's especially that one. I trust that one.
I mean, yeah, the group chat telling you that's what's happening. Well, the funny thing about it is the Evangelical Association group chat obviously had the same information.
Yeah,
so there's corroboration of facts between the group chats. So we'll have to wait and see. But come on, guys. Come on. So, hold on there. All right, well, what do you think is going to happen, Jade? Seriously?
I think that they can't stop the people from having election just because they feel some type of way about it. That's not how it works. The Constitution says election has to happen before a certain time.
And who has the power to call it?
The Premier.
The Premier, wow.
And they are not the Premier.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, I'm not
y'all
a political scientist, but...
y'all's name is not Matt Bradley. So y'all can feel however you feel about it.
The main thing is what you even feel about it.
And were you threatening the Premier? This is not very godly. I'm not going to lie.
No, but sometimes you could... No, Jade, people could have a difference of opinion, right? So you could believe...
That's fine.
You're right. You could have a difference of opinion. The problem I have is that too many times... Too many times, right? People believe that their difference opinion, their opinion gives them superiority, right? That's one. But two, you have to understand in certain spaces, there's a power dynamic, right? When it comes to politics, the politicians probably have a bigger say as to what happens, how it happens, etc., etc., etc. So it's all well and good for you to have an opinion as to why this shouldn't happen, bam, bam, bam. But to believe that because your opinion should then trump the decisions of the persons who have the power to execute whatever.
That's crazy.
That's
wild.
That's wild. Because he would have given... They admitted that he would have given them an opportunity to speak and share their view. You just have a different view?
Yeah, if he agree and he wants to have election at that time, y'all do not have the power to stop it.
What we need
it out.
So, instead of making the argument, and this is the point I've been making, instead of making the argument for set term limits, there's like, no, they won't have it during the Advent season. But watch out, all the other things will happen during Advent.
So that maybe I'm about to get a lot about carnival.
The amount of pork they eat during...
What kind? What kind you mean?
Ham. Ham.
You gotta be specific, yeah? Because, December kind of... Anyway.
What is this week? Somebody was telling me they didn't recognize... They didn't know... Is you were telling me about it?
What?
They had somebody who didn't recognize ham was pork?
No, I think you read on the internet. And it was Glorilla.
No, somebody... Yeah, it was Glorilla. But somebody was giving me the update.
It wasn't me. I say, Lord, poor sis.
Oh, bye.
Anyway, let's take a short break because we have our friends in studio.
Indeed.
They're a little late, but we'll work with it still. Yes.
The rain, man. The rain stopping up here, man.
No, we're not there, friend. I was outside just now.
Guys, we're going to take a short break and be right back with more Island Tea. Stick and stay, guys.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Dealing well with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business, property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we got you covered. 130 years in this business, we got you covered. For all your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465 or 469-5303. Dealey Walwyn, people you can trust.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers. I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. When the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. Stop. I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue to help you to live. Just take this advice I give. I want in all drivers to take care of your passengers. Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. How much more tragedy we have to endure to face the reality. Less is safer than more. I'm begging all my friends. Be careful on the road. Slow it down, slow it down. Hey, Roger, watch out for them donkey. Hey. Slow it down, man. Hey. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Especially by the school zone.
Hey guys, welcome back to Win Media SKN, and it's time for Traffic Talk with our friends from the Traffic Department. In studio with us, we have none other than the man himself. Drum roll, please. Sergeant Harris is live with us in the studio this morning. Sergeant, how are you doing, sir?
A pleasant good day. I'm doing great. Good day to everyone.
Nice. How was your weekend? I hope the traffic gave you a break. You're able to relax and not have to worry about any reckless drivers.
No, we didn't have any serious injuries over the weekend.
Awesome. So that's why you're great.
That's good.
Well, usually when you come, you have an idea of what it is you want to talk about, and of course, we allow interactions with the general public. But what is it that you have on your lovely agenda for us today?
Good day once, everyone. Today, on our agenda is accident. We see there enough a lot of accident occurring. Should the carnival coming up and so forth, need to touch on accident. Where one or more vehicles have a collision causing damages or injury, whether they collided with each other, an animal, a human, or an object, is called an accident. During the accident, you must have injury, damages. So we asking person who involved in accident that they have 24 hours within to report that accident to the police station. And when you do so, The police will arrive on the scene and took a number of information. For example, he will be taking your name and address, name and address of the owner of the vehicle as well, the registration number of the vehicle, name of the insurance company which the vehicle is insured. Also, the police, when the police arrive and take measurement and explanation, they should issue the driver or drivers with a notice, I will say intended prosecution notice, that would assist where the investigation will have to pass the 21 days so that that matter to go to court. I know a number of people have an issue where two parties decided to fix their own vehicle, or the next one said they will fix the vehicle, and they do so, but still the matter is still be called in court. Just to clear it up, when damages and so forth happen in an accident, the insurance, your insurance will cover it. If you go to the insurance and say that you're wrong, they will cover it. But the offense of due care and attention already committed. That's for the police or the government to pursue. As I say, you have a number of people getting in an accident and said that the matter already dealt with by the insurance. But to make it clear, the insurance will cover the damages or the injury, but the offense of due care and attention, that is the part for the government or the police. So the matter could go to court if the police, after investigation, realize the person didn't have any care, they drive without care, and he will send the matter to court.
All right, awesome. But we have some persons trying to get in on the conversation. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Yes, good morning. And good morning to the officer there.
Pleasant morning, sir.
Nothing could be too much education. But all that you have said this morning is the responsibility of the vehicle operators. Because they know if they get into an accident, whether they're wrong or they're right, they're supposed to steady you. And when the police come, the police will he will ask the necessary questions that he's supposed to ask, and then he proceed from there. But what I'm saying here now, we have the circus clock, and you have road from 4 angles. 3 can go up and come down. 4th Street you cannot come down, but you can go up. And the big roundabout up there by the Central Bank and Kim Collins Highway, that has the same 4 direction. So if we do not have the problem with people in the circus using the roundabout with the clock, why should they have problem up there by that big one by the Central Bank? And you know the reason why? In St. Kitts we have 2 lanes. You drive going north, you stay on the left side over there. And you're coming south, you stay on the left side. We don't have no 3 lane and 4 lane. And it's because up there by the big roundabout by the bank, they put a little piece of lane in the circumference of the roundabout. That is what causing the problem with people getting tied up and mixed up and don't know where to go. We driving on the left, stay on the left. And if somebody coming from the other angle to pass you, you on the left supposed to yield to them on the right. As simple as that, because we don't have that problem in the soccer, so why should we have it up there by the big roundabout? So, well, that is my little input for the morning. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for calling. With reference to using the roundabout, persons should understand that when using the roundabout, use the clock face, where number 6 will be the driver. And then you have number 9 and number 12. So, therefore, where you're coming from is number 6. The next lane is number 3. The next lane is number 9. For these drivers between that clock frame, we are saying that those persons supposed to be on the left-hand side. Anything after 12, you must be driving within the 2 lane. And it will be easy. I know a number of us not accustomed to use the roundabout as yet, but just use the clock face and it will come easy to you.
All right, but we'll discuss that in a second, but I have someone trying to get in on the conversation. Good morning, caller. You're live on Traffic Talk.
Good morning, folks. How are you doing?
Morning, we're doing well.
Pleasant morning.
Yes, officer.
Yes, sir.
An absurd question.
Yes, sir.
If there is an accident and I'm a passenger in either of the vehicle, I have to steady until the police come as a passenger in the vehicle?
As a passenger of the vehicle,
Anyone in the vehicle,
you could stay or leave the information with the vehicle you're traveling, because the police officer will have to get a statement or get in contact with you to show that you could share your part of the occurrence that happened. Just remember, the drivers have their own occurrences. What he see, you might see different from him. So therefore, it is important that the police officers get all necessary information, whether the driver or the passengers. And furthermore, sometimes there are passengers that are injured in the accident, and the insurance will also need a copy of that person as well.
But the question I'm asking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am a passenger, but I'm not injured.
Mm-hmm.
But just that I'm a passenger in the vehicle. Dr. Wando, I must steady until the police come?
No, just leave the information so the police could contact you. As I said, leave the information, but the driver or the operator of that vehicle should stay at the scene and call the police, so the police will carry out his investigation.
All right, okay. That's all I want. Hey, thank you very much.
Good morning. Also, caller, sometimes it is best that the passengers remain at the accident and give the officers their names. Because what we find often happen is that after the accident, after the owner or driver of that vehicle comes for an accident report, we find other person now comes and say, oh, I was a passenger of that vehicle and this had happened to me, and on the day of the accident the name won't mention, and so sometimes we have a small issue with that because their name won't be mentioned.
So there's a question. Somebody said more than 3 months after the painted concrete dividers were placed at the airport roundabout, the promised signs to tell approaching motorists which lanes to take have not appeared. What is the reason for the delay?
Caller, the signs will be in place. We have to wait on the persons who are making the signs.
Oh, okay. So they're being commissioned, that's what you're saying?
We already put in the order for the necessary signs.
Okay, nice. Well, just speaking of things that have seemingly been going on for a while, I was very curious, and this comes from a few weekends now, Fridays in particular, and a couple other days, where the traffic in the circus area has been very tight. That's been a mainstay for some time now. These particular days, it gets congested in that area. And in just racking my brain trying to figure out what may help the situation, one of the things that came to mind was perhaps taking some of the pressure off of that particular junction by allowing traffic to come across Princess Street. But then, of course, I remembered that road has been blocked off for about 18 years now. To your knowledge, is there any reason why the road, do we know exactly why that road has just been blocked off for so long?
As you see, they were constructing, I think it's the Princery. So that section of the road had to be blocked. But on a whole, Princess Street is a one-way. So you could enter from Delisle Street and proceed east on Princess Street and come onto 4th Street. But with the congestion of traffic at the circus, it's just mere everybody want to drive up 4th Street.
Yeah. But even so, do you believe that, and again, in making just thinking about it, something that may be considered, again, I'm not a traffic expert, but perhaps what may help, I think, because what it seems like is happening is that there are 3 inlets to that area, right? Bank Street, the bottom of 4th Street, from the Treasury, the old Treasury building, and of course Liverpool Road. I'm making a suggestion that perhaps traffic from Bank Street only be allowed to turn left and not come around the roundabout to go up to 4th Street. If you're coming from Bank Street and you want to go up, then perhaps you'd have to make another round or circle. The reason for that is a lot of the traffic does come from Liverpool Road, but Liverpool Road should at least give way to traffic from two other roads. So that area becomes, and it's just a very tricky area as well, because apart from just the 3 lanes of traffic, also you have pedestrians who, for some reason, there is like a maze. And I said this already. It's amazing to me that we don't have more accidents there, because if you look at it from an aerial view, it just looks like chaos. But also the fact that it's also the taxi stand as well. So there's a lot happening in that one particular junction. But yeah, I'm hoping that, like I said, what may help is if Princess Street were to be hopefully opened up again, as well as the suggestion is that traffic from Bank Street be only allowed to turn left and not be allowed to come around the roundabout to head up to 4th Street. But again, that's something I'm sure the people who are more well versed in traffic and urban planning could look into. We have another call on the line. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning, everyone. If you are just tuned in, I was hearing you talking about circus. One of the things that could help is police control the pedestrians walking in the middle of the road. That's a big problem. It doesn't matter if it's a happening, expired, whatever. I don't understand why we like to walk in the middle of the road in the circus, and there are perfectly good sidewalks around the circus, but people want to take a shortcut as they come up from the light. Instead of going around, following the circle around to walk on the sidewalk, they want to walk straight up, and then they walk with attitude like, hey, yes, you know, walking here, I'm the road, you know what I'm saying? So the police need to do a better job. There's one particular officer that's always in the circus, and it feels like she ignores the pedestrian part of the problem in the circus. So that's one would help, because people tend to slow down and stop just to let people walk, or for them to walk through or walk out of the way. And some people don't even walk with haste going through the circus. Okay? I'll find out with another issue. Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller, for your contribution. But that brings up a question as well. Like, because sometimes I don't know what the assignments are, and I don't know how the assignments are made for the traffic wardens. Like, it's obvious that in particular heavy traffic days, their job is crucial to help aid the flow of traffic. But sometimes I'd see like 2 or 3 they at the bottom of Church Street or in the vicinity of College Street got, but none in the circus. I don't know why that is, and maybe perhaps that's something that could be looked at to try and ease the traffic as well.
With reference to that, daily have police officers working at 4th Street. As you say, as the caller said, the police or traffic warden need to be more assertive. For example, they need to approach and make things done. As I say, there will be police at 4th Street and so forth. They could assist with the direction of traffic as well. 4th Street always a busy place. That's where most the shoppings and so forth take place as well. Most of the business places and so forth. So therefore, we're asking persons who using 4th Street to plan ahead and also use the crossing that are there at 4th Street. As the caller said earlier, you have a number of people have a tendency to walk between the traffic, and people should understand that you could fix a vehicle within 24 hours or even a couple minutes with a dent, but when a pedestrian get knocked down, you could lose your life, a limb. So we're asking people to adhere to these signs that are at 4th Street, where you have the crossing. You use the crossing and make it easier for everyone using the road.
Okay, and as the caller speak about Bank Street and the traffic, we must also remember that Bank Street is one of the major streets that you take to go to the Bay Road in order to go to the ferry terminal. Because as you travel north to south on Hospital Road, remember you cannot make that right turn to the bottom of the street there. So that's why sometimes the traffic on Bank Street is that heavy, because person have to travel that end to get to the Bay Road.
Yeah, I think in that case, recognizing that, like I said, it might be something to look at to allow the traffic from Bank Street to only be allowed to make that left turn, as opposed to also being able to come and go up 4th Street. So maybe that's something we have to look at for that. The only issue what I see with that is once you get down to, because what happens is you get down on the Bay Road, you drive across in front of, you get to Social Security, so that's the junction of the Bay Road and College Street gut. There's a turning lane that facilitates you turning up the gut. However, once you get to that intersection of Liverpool Row and College Street, then I don't think, as it stands now, you can make that right. You can't make that right. Am I correct?
No, you cannot make that right. But we are in the process of
looking at that
and making it 7 to 7, where you could possibly do the right turn. So we are in the process of doing a small study on that.
Okay, yeah, that might help, because the truth is, once you get up to Central Street, you can make that right turn at that junction. But I think if persons are allowed to make that right turn, I think that would. So in other words, what you're doing is facilitating the traffic entering the Circus and 4th Street, coming from Liverpool Row and from the Bay Road. So I think that might help to keep a constant flow of traffic in that sense. But again, there are people who have degrees and so in these things, and I just come here and bang them out. So, but guys, any last words before we wrap up?
Just to let the drivers them know about the overtaking or bypassing of vehicles. Before you bypass or overtake a vehicle, make sure that you are clear and unobstructed view of the road is ahead. This will enable you to move freely without accident. People tends to overtake vehicles, and you have an upcoming vehicle coming on the opposite direction that will cause accident. And for those persons who breaking through, force the way through the red light, just to let it be clear, that's reckless driving. If those sort of accident happen, that will be under reckless driving instead of juke here. This will be so because you could foresee ahead that an accident will happen if you go through that red light. It is clear that your light is red, so our next light will be green, so it will be a vehicle coming or might come. So if you do so,
is there any intersections where the police have received reports that this seems to be a greater problem than in other intersections?
With the intersection,
like where people tend to be doing what you're describing? Because I could tell you the one that I see it at all the time, eh?
Yes, we had a couple accidents at 4th Street where even police vehicle itself getting accident in 4th Street running red light as well. So therefore we asking person to adhere to the lights on your lane, because you could take a life that simple. So therefore when person do get in accident around the traffic lights, the charge will be reckless driving and not juke here. As I said, you're reckless because you could foresee that if you do that, an accident will happen.
I'm appealing to all drivers to drive with Jukian attention and have consideration for other road users.
All right, guys. Well, appreciate it. Thank you so much for being a part of this show this morning. We look forward to seeing you guys again next week for more traffic talk. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode.
Protect your lifestyle with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Till you walk with a low reputation and service for second to none. Securing you is our mission. People that you can trust, your business, property, we got you covered. Motor or personal, whatever it is, we got you covered. 130 years in this business, we got you covered. For all your insurance needs, visit or call us at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Dealey Walwyn, people you can trust.
Here are your Horseman's Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tag Special.
Running November 17th to the 30th.
Nestle Splash flavored water, just $7.99. Bird's Eye Steam fresh vegetables, $5.99. Culinary Circle pizzas, $29.99. Shoppers Value ice cream, just $35.99. Essential everyday napkins, $12.49. IGA and Essential everyday salad dressings, $9.49. And now our very low weekly
Value deals. Kellogg's Cornflakes, $19.99. Essential everyday canned vegetables, $3.99. Colgate toothpaste, $9.99. IG and Essential everyday cream cheese, $6.49. Essential everyday ketchup, $4.99. Kraft real mayonnaise, $18.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It is Monday, November 21st, and we are jumping into yet another interview. One that I am looking forward to because we have new friends in the studio this morning.
Yes, and we love when we have some new friends, man.
You know Info?
Hopefully.
Well, guys, we have in studio with us Mr. Naren Maynard, and I'll let him introduce himself and also speak to which particular department it is that he represents. Morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, and good morning to all those listening to the sound of my voice. My name is Darren Maynard, and I'm from the Department of Probation and Child Protection Services.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if it's that you hear us talking about the wildness that the children doing when you decide to come hang out with us this morning. That's a conversation we'll have to have going forward.
It certainly can have. As you said, we can arrange that.
All right, awesome. But I do know that what is happening is that you guys have some interesting things on the horizon. So tell us a bit about what's happening.
Yes. This week we are celebrating, we're having a week of activities. The week is dubbed Child Abuse Prevention Week. And we having a list of activities that actually started yesterday. Yesterday we had church service at the Rivers of Living Christian Center. You know, with everything we have to give thanks and praise to the Almighty. We had an address by the minister, and then we had an interview yesterday at 6 p.m. By Mind, Body and Soul, Freedom FM. The whole idea of the week is really to create awareness. So we're going to be on the radio stations across the island. Throughout the week, we're going to be on the radio stations. Well, this morning I'm here to create more awareness. And then there will be some other interviews this afternoon as well on various radio stations.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it's important what you guys are doing in terms of creating awareness, and of course, I want to believe that one of the main things that you guys intend to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is to just alert the general public as to what is the responsibilities of the department. Could you tell us just a bit about what the department does and the role that it plays?
Yes, certainly. Our mandate is basically to protect children from all forms of abuse, whether it's physical, sexual, emotional, you name it. And it's also, we also deals with children who comes into conflict with the law. If your child commit an offense, maybe steal, to some more serious murder, stuff like that, we deal with children of that nature. And those who are abused by their parents are adults in their home or elsewhere.
So it does seem to me like the department functions almost as a mediator in a lot of cases, whether it is between the child and their guardians or the people around them. between society and some of these children. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, and one of the things I've realized in my field of work is that communication and working together is key in caring for our children, and I see it a lot happening with parents, more specifically mommy and daddy. When relationships are broken, it drives a risk between not only the parents, but the parents and the child. And I'm trying my utmost best to get parents to recognize the importance of them working together for the best interest of their children.
Oh, wow.
Well, funny you said that, because this is a conversation me and Azim had last night about how when parents seem to break up, they seem to forget that the most important person in the relationship is the child. And not because mommy and daddy didn't work out, or mommy and daddy didn't or couldn't function together with love, that doesn't mean that they need to now start to push that energy towards their children, because it only hurts the child in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our adults, they don't know how to deal with hurt. When they get hurt, the trauma of the hurt, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't go and seek the necessary help that they need to, and very often the children get the backlash of these things.
That is true.
Yeah.
What I recognize too, and I think this is something that affects the decision making of parents a lot of time, is I don't think parenting for a lot of people is seen as a duty, right? It's not seen as a duty. It's almost like more of a burden than anything else. And so what happens is when put in a place to make decisions, understanding that you have a duty to make decisions that are in the best interest of the child, sometimes that isn't what happens. And in terms of dealing with her, are you suggesting that sometimes because we say hurt people, is it sometimes that you feel, from your experience, that you see a situation where children sometimes are the object or the place that some of that hurt gets expressed?
Yes, more or less frustration. Yeah, I would say more frustration from the hurt. The children get the backlash from that.
Wow. Yeah. And in situations like this, because now I would hope that this isn't the case, but unfortunately there may be situations where some of us may know of children who may be in situations where there's some reason for concern. How should we, as persons in the general public, go about that? Apart from just going over there, banging on the door and calling up the parents, like should we give you guys a call? Like, how should that work?
Yes, correct. One of the things I should bring to your attention is that we have a child abuse prevention protocol that was finally passed by the Parliament, National Assembly, whatever the House, the government, a few months ago. And that protocol mandates every single one who has responsibility for children must report if they suspect any forms of abuse. That means the school, police, whoever, adult, any adults, anybody, all right? So the whole idea now is for us to get that into motion now, maybe do a little training for all the stakeholders involved and get that running. Because I think if we get that running, it create the collaboration that we really need to prevent child abuse and to find ways to deal with it whenever it comes about.
So what you're saying is that you see a situation where there's under-reporting happening of
yes, some people are very reluctant to make reports, and some, when they do, they don't want to give their names, they don't want to give specific information. And in some cases, I understand, because people are concerned maybe about the security, whatever the case may be. So in cases where people want to report anonymous, we respect that and we adhere to that and don't take the information like that.
Okay.
You see, one of the issues I think that comes with this type of thing is that people don't recognize what abuse is, because we come from a generation where our parents just used to knock us for any little reason, and people don't see that as abuse. They don't see the way that they talk to children as abusive. They don't see the way that they treat their children or the children around them as abusive. They think, oh, well, my father or my mother or the older generation did this. And so that's just how it is. So we need to also educate the public about what child abuse.
What constitutes
Yeah.
abuse? Because you know what I always find interesting, Jade? Back in the day when there were so few vehicles, where they used to find all them fan belts?
I don't know.
Where they used to find all them fan belts?
That was creative with it.
But yeah, I hear you on that. Definitely, education is key. We have evolved. As you rightly said, back in the days, our parents used to beat us with almost anything, and it was never reported because culturally it was accepted. But what we have to now realize is that we have evolved as a country, and the government and our country would have signed off on a number of international commitments, so to speak, such as the CRC. We have commitments to UNICEF. And so when we commit on these things, it changes the whole aspect of dealing with children and how we go about dealing with children. I mean, some parents are still of the opinion that children don't have rights. In the house, their rule, and that's it.
And that is unfortunate.
Rights for them, so what happened?
They don't see children as human beings. It's so strange because these is people that you literally go to the hospital, stay in pain for hours and days sometimes to bring into the world, and then you treat them as if they're not human beings, they're not equals because they're little humans in your eyes.
And to piggyback on something that you said earlier, as it pertains to responsibility, I find, and I'm concerned about this, very concerned, that parents are now giving up their parental obligations to their children. It almost appears as if now, whenever a parent is having an issue with their child, they are very quick to get rid of the child, want to get rid of the child. Yes. Maybe place the child with somebody else or let the state deal with that. And I am concerned that is not a good road for us to go down.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of evidence as to what can possibly happen in cases where the children don't have that type of relationship with their parents, and we don't want that to become a norm, right? But like I said, I think it's a matter of we don't see it as in the streets and we try to figure out this supposed to be happening.
No.
and I think we as the public don't know what should the expectation be, but then two, also when something is outside of what should be happening, then do we have a responsibility, access anywhere to report it, who to report it to, what should happen in that case?
Yes, all matters pertaining to children can be reported to the department. We are located at Victoria Road. Our on-call number is 662-6833. You can also report these matters to the nearest police station. All right? Yep.
Yeah, okay. So literally just one corner. Cool.
Yeah. And anybody can make a report, eh? Even a child can come in and make a report.
Okay. See, even them things I think is important what you guys are doing, what y'all are doing this week. Alerting, just letting people know that the department is here, the responsibilities of the department, and what persons can and cannot do in relation to interacting with the department. I'm really happy to see that this is something that you guys have taken the step to do. Is there any social media, any other way that persons could contact, keep up to date with what is happening with the department?
Yes, we have a Facebook page, government Facebook page. You can go on the Facebook page. Just type in Ministry of Community and Social Development, and you can find any additional information that you may need in that regard. Also, I want to bring to you guys' attention, this Friday, as part of our activities, is Wear Blue Day. Okay. Wear Blue Day. Blue is really the color that signifies the fight against child sexual abuse. So we are putting it out there and encouraging every person in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to wear blue on that day and make prevention possible through social media campaign. We also having a workshop on Thursday the 24th, collaborating with parents for creative solutions. Topics would include understanding child abuse, communicating effectively with children, and a parent's responsibility to protect.
So when that is going to be, sorry?
Thursday.
Thursday.
24, yes.
And everybody needs to tune into that because you're clearly forgetting the concept of parenting. So please tune in. A matter of fact, pay more attention to this department. It is very important, especially now, because we recognize that more and more parents are abandoning the role that they're supposed to play in society.
But I have a question though. Even in terms of the role that parents play, are there any resources, to your knowledge, that supports parents in that role? For instance, new parents who may not necessarily know all that they need, like about how to parent, what their role is there any resources that are available to your knowledge for new parents or struggling parents?
They can certainly come to the department. Gender affairs deals with that aspect as well. Not only probation, gender affairs deal with that. They can even get assistance from the schools. The guidance counselors can facilitate them and help them and lead them in whatever direction they may need. And we have a counseling unit that assists also in those things.
Yeah, I think people need to really not only know about these avenues, but take advantage.
Please.
Like if you're a parent and you recognize you're struggling, reach out.
Stop taking out y'all stresses and y'all feelings on the kids. They don't deserve it. They're innocent.
Yeah, them days the children are afraid, yeah. Because when them they come meet me and do
and that's why mediation is very important, and it's something that we have started to use. A few of our officers were trained in mediation, and so we welcome parents to come in, because it's not every single matter that needs to go before the court. Sometimes if parents are reasonable and they want to sit down and talk about something, they just want somebody to be there to mediate or to facilitate, they can come to the department and we can sit and we can assist them in coming up with a plan or something that they know will work for their children. But it will take both parents to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
So I think, again, thanks for the work that you guys are doing. And thanks for taking this opportunity to come and educate people, because even that idea of mediation, which I think is so important and can be so effective and useful, I don't think a lot of parents recognize that this is something that is available to them, right? And I think sometimes when things become difficult and become hard, parents sometimes don't know where to turn, and unfortunately, that frustration like that you described, it comes out in very abusive ways and destructive ways. So I'm happy to hear that these avenues exist, and I'm encouraging parents to take advantage of these opportunities. But not only that, for those of you who may witness or suspect things that are not in the best interest of the children, please make a step and do what we can to try and ensure that the nation's children get the best care and attention possible.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. I didn't tell them everyone here, Jade.
Something I don't want to push on the parents. I'm like, recently I went to pick up my son from school. I was telling the story on the ear, and my son is 4. He's literally a toddler. And there was another toddler who is younger than him, and the way I saw his dad deal with him, right? He gonna go up to kill people. He gonna go up to be a terrorist, because nowhere, no big man supposed to deal with no toddler like that.
Yeah.
That was scary.
It's not all of us has the skill set, the support, or the resources to deal with children. Mm-hmm. A lot of us don't know how to deal with them, and our children today, they are not so easy to deal with. A lot of them are not so easy to deal with. They're educated, they know more about themselves now, they are so familiar with themselves now. Some of them are even very familiar with the laws, so they will tell you, you can't beat me, cut up my skin here, because I know this and this, I go down. So, they have educated themselves.
As they should. Start reporting your parents. Report them, because they're doing nonsense. And the thing for me is, if the same situation happened to an adult, like if another adult did the same thing to another adult, they would be arrested. Yeah, so like I don't understand why we feel like it's okay to do it to kids. I can't stop off as in because hey, listening to me. I wouldn't, friend. I wouldn't. But I can't, they're gonna lock me up. So I don't know why they feel like, I don't know why parents feel like it's okay to do those things to kids.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But again, thank you for the work that you guys are doing. I appreciate it big time. And we hope to maybe engage you guys again, because this is something that kind of comes up on the show regularly. The other day I was talking to Jade about the fact that I go out and I be on the road late, and it's like this fella here, it's not even a matter that he just on the road. Like, the man didn't even change his pamper. You could tell the pamper need changing. He just running around the streets. Is what going on here? Like, sometimes I be like, hey, you need me to change your pamper for you? Like,
You need me to take you home as an adult. Where's the adult that's supposed to be supervising you?
But there is definitely scope for us to do better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely scope for us to do better. So, Nasha, Mr. Maynard, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us.
Yes, and please come back. We have lots to talk about.
No problem. Anytime. I'll come back at any time. Could be 10 o'clock in the night. I'll come. Because I think we all really need to care for children.
We do.
It need to be a priority.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
All right. But thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you.
Remember we blow? Friday?
On Friday.
Yes.
That remind me.
Yeah. I got you.
Hey, thank you, guys.
All right. Guys, we're going to take a short break and be right back. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
why not?
yeah,
Short
right.
break. And be right back with more LNT. Stay locked. Stay tuned, guys.
Friends is for you and me. Giving back to community. Friends is for you and me. Better for your family. Better service, better price, better value, better choice. Rewarding you for loyalty. Friends is for you and me. Better price and quality.
Shirley is celebrating 70 years. Can you believe it? Everyone loves a Shirley biscuit, known for its rich, creamy taste, as well as the iconic house and flower design. We all know Shirley is the perfect on-the-go snack, and it's truly the Caribbean's favorite. Simply put, there's nothing quite like a Shirley biscuit. I can't imagine life without it. I too love my Shirley.
It's the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Hey guys, welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It's the start of the week, guys. Hoping that you guys are full of pep.
Hopefully.
We can hope, Jade. We can hope.
Yes,
we can
yes,
hope.
yes.
But guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us. And what I would suggest though is, Jade, okay, I understand that. Again, we may not be the sweetest stalks of sugarcane in the patch.
The brightest bulb in the box. Yeah,
But I do want to believe that sometimes we say things that people should take, on advisement,
Yes. Let me talk to my friends out here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, talk to them.
This beautiful, beautiful country that we love.
Yeah. We do love them.
Yes. So, guys, I understand that social media and social media etiquette might be a little new.
Right.
Yeah, the concept of pressing a button and being able to access
hundreds of millions of people
on any given day might be a little strange to some. And sometimes, just sometimes, we use it not recognizing the damage or the problems we may cause. I mean, and sometimes we need it out of good faith, hoping that we can fix things, especially as parents sometimes.
Oh. Wow.
But I'm here to tell y'all, sometimes y'all need to cut off your parents' internet.
Spend more time living than posting.
So we need to get back to the time when parents only had cable. When they could have only watched As the World Turns.
Yeah.
Them passions.
Yeah.
The news.
General Hospital.
Yeah. We need to get back to that time when parents didn't feel the need to be the star of the show. When they didn't feel like they needed to be a content creator, an internet star, a spokesman, a podcast, all these things.
Influencer.
All these things that they use the internet for? Because it's us they're embarrassing. It's us the kids they're embarrassing. Now, again, we understand that parents try to do things in good faith.
Yeah, they mean well.
Especially when it comes to the kids, they mean well. They feel like they're helping.
They want to protect.
But that's not what's
Yeah, you don't always play out that way.
You don't translate.
Yeah.
Don't translate that way. So recently, as usual, minding my business.
Yeah, I ain't studying none.
Matter of fact, I was getting ready to go out the house to have a drink Friday night. And my trusty group chat, there was a link that I received. And, I said, what is? Click.
You clicked on it. Yeah.
Of course, to see what's happening. And
what happened?
Unfortunately.
It was a Bible verse?
No.
Words of encouragement?
No, friend.
No? Okay.
Unfortunately, I saw
There's a video?
a video.
Someone was speaking in the video?
They shouldn't have been.
But they were?
Yes.
What were they speaking about?
Their daughter getting into politics and doing good things in the community.
Right.
Which is fair.
Right.
Understandable.
Right.
However, you telling us that your daughter may be doing some things that
So it seems, from what you're telling me, it seems as though she was discussing intimate parts of her daughter's personal life.
That we should never hear about.
Right.
We should have never known this information, even if it's floating around on the internet. We as a society
should not know.
Should not know as him. When my mother's supposed to come on the internet and tell the people that I may be doing things that I shouldn't be doing and trying to justify it by saying, well, look at the elevation it's giving me in life. Look at the benefits, the positive. No, friend. We shouldn't do that.
Wow.
We shouldn't do that. You are not helping. You're making it worse.
Yeah. And I think part of it, like you said, Jade, people mean well.
They mean well.
But what happens is, in a situation where the issues that are being discussed are of a personal nature, I have this rule, Jade. If it's personal, keep it personal. Keep it personal.
Keep it off the internet.
Keep it personal, because what ends up happening is once you begin putting things out there, then you open it up for public discussion and discourse and comment, and of course, what happens now?
No, your daughter embarrassed.
Ah.
I embarrassed.
Yeah, I embarrassed.
I was embarrassed. Listen, I tell you, my mother was going to never have internet again. ever, as him. Make care what she need it for. You ain't getting it. Because you clearly don't know how to use it.
Oh, boy.
You're using it for the wrong things. No. And especially at a time like this, I am trying to get public office. I am running for public office.
Somebody's saying that she gave them news. I didn't. Well, I didn't know nothing.
I didn't know about this lady. Oh my God, I didn't know nothing about this young lady.
I don't know.
I know too much now.
I don't know. But the thing about it, Jade, is again, sometimes we mean well, and I keep saying, we have not yet understood. We have not yet become mature enough to use the internet. That's really what this comes down to. We see it daily. Persons have not become mature enough in the use of the internet, particularly social media. And so what happens is they put themselves in these situations where, unfortunately, you can become a topic on Island Tea.
Which, most times, it's beneficial.
Really?
Listen. Yeah, depends.
But there was other realizations that came out this weekend as well.
One that you've been speaking about, friend. We must start giving jackets. Y'all, a lot of apologies, you know.
A lot of apologies. Some of y'all callers, y'all need to apologize to me. I'm waiting for the calls. Go ahead. Tell them what happened, Jade.
Y'all need to apologize to Azim, because Azim does come in here telling all the truth all the time, and y'all don't want to believe him. During election, As him watch us in with face and say, you see the people them who up and down running up and down painting the things them in the parties that y'all think doing it. No, I say no. That ain't true. It's the parties them. And they do it so much, they're vandalizing the place because they want people vote for them. This and that. Lo and behold, a nice little voice note come out this week. This weekend to be specific. Where a man admitted to vandalizing public property in the name of politics. To make y'all despise the party that his party is running against. Social media and voice notes and WhatsApp gonna be the downfall of a lot of oil because why would you admit to committing a crime in a voice note? So do you know what the word forward means?
Telephone
Specifically in
thing mash
WhatsApp?
up me life.
Keep preaching it, you nothing.
The man said your telephone thing mash up.
All before we had smartphones, Skip Rich was telling you. Telephone thing, it gonna be our downfall.
Yeah. He did say that.
He said it as him, that was my song. Made it on the phone.
Mash up life.
And look at it now.
That's where we at, Jade. It's interesting, Jade, because we talked last week about how you need to trust your friends, and you need to actually be a little careful about who you trust as friends, right?
Indeed.
Because a lot of times these things coming out, I wonder like how this even. By the time you get to me, Jade, because so far the loop, you have this little thing at the top says forwarded many times.
Many times. What's up, that's still on? Yeah, man, this news been spreading. I love it.
But this brings us to a whole bigger discussion about how politics seems to infiltrate the psyche of some persons to the point where they're willing to put themselves in very compromising positions.
Listen, you told me two stories last night and I all know I can't believe them.
Jade,
all know I don't believe them.
Jade, we have stories of people who would have been directed to go and do things that you probably shouldn't. Who ain't supposed to go blow up this sal plant down on the bay road?
That is the one that
who
that they had me baffled for a good while because I fail to believe that that's true. As in I don't want to believe nobody in the right frame of mind decided, you know what? Let me go blow up the biggest
hole of gasoline on the island. Yeah.
Because when you're done light the fuse, so what you gonna do? Tell up what? Because that's the only way you're gonna get away from this, eh?
I don't know what I meant. Watch it, I tell you a long fuse here. The fuse so long, the person light it down by the cenotaph and it just come up the bay road.
It got to be as them because they can no way you as a functioning adult, you feel like you're gonna light off. As if you ever light, you know when you store off pilot light, right? You remember when you used to go down and have to manually light your pilot because something off, right? And that blow off your eyebrow with the men's up?
Yeah.
That don't happen to me already.
Oh, it hasn't happened to me, but I've seen it.
No, it happened to me already. Like, I shock I got eyebrows all now.
Welcome back, eyebrows.
Yeah, man. That was a small stove as him with a small amount of gas.
Yeah.
So imagine figuring the best thing to do to help a party win an election is blow up Newton.
Oh, you would have been the entire.
No, Newton would not exist as him.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be here.
People was going to be talking
the
about.
wasn't going to be here.
He had a place named Newton, you know.
Once ago,
he had a place named Newton. But Jade, there's a lot of these things that is happening, you know. Nobody can tell me. I remember when I was younger. You know one thing, we could have depended on one election time. They can't feel them light enough. People used to go light up the cane field. I used to be like, this why this happens so much around election time?
Y'all does worry me.
Light up the cane field, Jade.
Y'all does literally worry me every election cycle and it never stops.
We got stories about people who got sent up the airport to go blow up the airport.
How?
To go blow up the airport and the plan didn't really work and was maimed for life. for political motivations.
You people who do the most in the name of politics, right? Go touch some grass. Get back to the realities of life because ain't nowhere. And this man making nice car here on a board. Why would they put you on a board? You can't even keep
You want the secret?
the secrets that could put you in jail to yourself. But you want them to put you on a board where you have to make decisions about important factors of a country? You okay? I mean, obviously not.
Keep things to yourself. Keep things to yourself. Jade.
As in, I've never felt the need to go live and tell people my business. Never felt the need to go to put in a voice note any kind of... I don't commit crimes, but any kind of crime that I thought about, I do not feel the need to put these things in voice notes.
Yeah, and I think what is important here is the fact that politics, the commitment to parties, these are the kind of things that, and it's very cult-like because it's based on ideology. It's a certain ideology, and the ideology might just be simple: we is the best, and everybody else is trash. But it's an ideology, and people allow that to influence so much of what it is they do, to the point where they put themselves in very compromising positions, to the point of keeping in crime is one thing here, but putting their life at risk. You got people who considering going and burning up public property. You got people who burning up businesses.
Still watching out for the school, eh?
Okay, I was about to get to that, Jade, because let me tell her something, right?
Don't forget, man.
Let me tell her something, right? I need to know who it is know about that school, yeah. Whoever burned down the school, because I think it was the investigation said that it was arson.
Mm-hmm.
So we know somebody burned down the school.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, yourself.
If we actually before you burn down the school, Jade, me know what to do with them yet. They can't live here still.
That person needs to be exiled.
Exile, they can't. Watch your take where the kitty. Watch here. I don't understand, Jade. What could possibly influence you? Right? What could possibly influence you to do that?
To burn down a school. To.
No, I don't know if it's strictly politics, but what I do know is that when we start looking at the motivations that traditionally have caused people to do things that are just so unimaginable, politics will be high up on the suspicion list.
Up there, man.
Politics up there.
Yeah,
got people walking around with no eyebrows. Their eyebrows ain't come back, Jade. Ain't come back because they were going to do something for politics.
Walking around telling people, y'all out here at night, sabotaging people. Trying to sabotage people campaigns in the name of your party winning.
Now, the question I have for you, Jade, is who do we blame? Do we blame the institution of party politics? Do we blame the politicians themselves? Or do we just blame people who allow themselves to get so caught up in this politics thing?
I think everybody needs to
everybody needs to shoulder some.
Everybody needs to hold part of this blame because boy oh boy.
Because I'm looking at what is happening in Dominica right now, right? I think I sent you a flyer.
Backwall?
So apparently there's a nomination the backwall that's happening in Dominica.
Listen, Nevis, what are you doing? Don't let Dominica outdo you, you know.
There is a nomination the backwall. So what we doing
don't let Dominica outdo you. They're having a backwall? what are you doing a backwall?
Jade, the list of the bars are on the flyer, Jade.
Love it.
But no, this plot thickens, the plot thickens. So apparently, what is happening is on that particular denomination there, the opposition.
No opposition, the opposition?
Well, somebody who's trying to oppose.
Yeah, because I know. I see the opposition is the main in that.
So, but the opposition, right, is trying to organize a protest. So to counter the protest,
having a backwall too?
The man say, I feel like we got protest when we got free drinks. What about the study now?
As him.
That is what going on, Jade.
As him, darling.
The backwall is to somehow undermine the protest, and he gonna walk.
Yeah,
and he gonna walk.
We in the Caribbean. One thing Caribbean people love is a free drink.
Jade.
A free alcoholic beverage. So he gonna walk.
Jade, And it's a part of me saying we got to blame the people at some point. At some point, the people gonna have to take responsibility.
No, for sure. But guys, we have to wrap up because we have a very interesting discussion coming up next. It is between the St. Kitts Bar Association and, of course, facilitated by Win Media. It is a discussion on domestic violence, and it is moderated by Denise Alain, attorney at law. And the panelists for this morning will be Michelle O'Brien, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Taliba Byron, Sergeant Concy Rogers, and Chanel Charles. So guys, stick and stay. That is happening right after Island Tea. We gotta go because we have to set up for that.
Right.
Yes.
So guys, this is the start of a new week. Thank you for coming and joining us. We appreciate your big time. Please, guys, accept our gratitude for being a part of this show, whether you joined us on Facebook, YouTube, any of the other digital media platforms. If you joined us by radio, thank you so much, 98.9. If you're listening to it on your radio, big up. If you're listening to it on somebody else's radio, go over and tell them thanks.
Thank you.
All right, guys, but please remember, guys, to learn from the losses of others. Please also remember, and today in particular, please listen. Spend more time living your content than posting it.
And post to stop it live.
Oh,
Stop
bye.
hitting live on these social media platforms. Stop hitting the record button on all your WhatsApp.
Oh, bye.
Stop it.
And of course, guys, you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mugger. We're going to see you guys tomorrow.
Good morning, radio listeners. My name is Denise Aline, and I am here today to host a panel discussion as part of the St. Kitts and Nevis Bar Association's Law Week 2022 on the very topical matter of domestic violence. Now, with me this morning is a panel of 4 very, very powerful ladies, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them. On my immediate left, for those of who can see us, I have Taliba Byron, who is an attorney at law, and she is the founder and manager director of the Survivor Network, which is a nonprofit which empowers and protects survivors of domestic violence. She was admitted to practice law in 2011, and she graduated from the University of Leicester and the University of Bristol, as well as Norman Manley Law School. And she's also one of the 25 women in the region who was able to participate in the Women in Politics and Leadership Institute in 2021, sponsored by the United States Embassy. And she's the secretary of the Bar Association. Next to her, we have Miss Chanel Charles, who is employed with the Department of Gender Affairs. She's been there over 5 years. She has a degree in psychology, and she is responsible for women empowerment. And that includes the women at Her Majesty's Prison, as well as single parents. And she's the officer with responsibility for the Domestic Violence Program. And she is currently the president of the St. Kitts and Nevis Women's Council. Next to her, we have another attorney at law, Michelle O'Brien. She has been a practicing attorney now for 19 years. And she is focused on several areas, including family law, tort, contract, probate, corporate, and employment law. She's a partner in Dublin O'Brien Law Firm, and she has served different organizations over the years, including the OAS Committee of Experts on Violence Against Women, the St. Kitts and Nevis National Education Foundation, and she's also a past secretary of the bar and a former member of the Bar Council. And finally, we have Miss Detective Sergeant Concy Rogers. She is a police officer with 26 years experience. She has worked throughout the force. She's been in Beaton Patrol. She's been in Oldwood Police Station, at the CID, the Violent Crimes Unit, and the Special Victims Unit, where she currently works. And she's a sergeant in charge of the unit. And that's a unit that has charge of domestic violence issues, sexual offenses, as well as juvenile matters. Sergeant Rogers is also a polygraph examiner, the only female one in St. Kitts, and she's conducted over 600 polygraph exams. So this is our panel, and we are going to jump right in on this topic. Now, this is topical at the moment. I'm sure everybody is aware that over the past, say, about 2.5 months, we've had this issue brought to the fore with a number of quite tragic incidents. We had the incident in Sandy Point where a young lady was being attacked and just happened to defend herself, and it resulted in a death, another young person losing his life in an incident that arose as a result of domestic violence. We also had that incident in Nevis where a couple, it was basically a murder-suicide, and that was also a case that had a history of domestic violence. And we had, not too long ago, a pardon of Mr. Bertel Fox, who was supposed to be in jail for life for a double homicide that involved domestic violence. And I think last month we had the sentencing of another man, again for life, for another double murder, where he murdered the mother of his baby and her sister. And so this is an issue that's in the public domain right now. And we at the Bar Association felt it was really important to have a discussion with the public to, inform the public as to what the current state of the law is, and to discuss where we need to make improvements, have amendments, and so on. So now, with that said, I'll have the panelists give a short introduction, and we'll start with Ms. Byron.
Thank you, Denise, and good morning to all of our listeners as well. So, Denise, as you said, the issue of domestic violence has been brought to the fore more because of certain recent high-profile incidents. But what we all know is that it has been prevalent in our society for some time, and during the COVID-19 pandemic, it was exacerbated. I think the statistic is it went up by 400% from 2019 to 2020, and then some other hundreds again up until 2022. Between January 2022 and July 2022, the number of reports that the police received about domestic violence matters already exceeded the numbers for the years previous. So it is an issue, a burning issue in our society for some time now. Worldwide, 1 in 3 women have experienced physical or sexual violence or will experience it in their lifetime. Women between the ages of 18 to 24 experience it the most, but they are obviously not the only ones. Domestic violence does not really know any age, any class, any creed. So it can happen to any one of us, and it does happen to all different people from different walks of life. In terms of the statistics, if you think about everybody you know who has asthma or who has diabetes, you know more people who are suffering from domestic violence. So if you think of everybody you know, let's take diabetes, you know twice as many people who are suffering